Hey guys, it's me. It's Ralph. So we had to pre-record this interview with Carla. She had some time issues. She's only halfway around the world, so we had to make sure we got this situated. So we're recording this literally like an hour before our virtual con starts. I also have a homage to Carla behind me, one of our covers. So without further ado, I'll bring on Carla. We're going to talk a little bit about, I know she was on a while ago, but we're going to talk about some cool stuff. So, Carla, hello.
Hi, everyone.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thanks for being here. You were on you were on February of 2021. So it's been about 18 months since you were on. And at that time, I was having internet problems because we had a big storm here.
That's true.
Yeah, and then Chris took the interview. So what have you been up to? What's new?
Well, it's new. A lot of things, a lot of covers since 18 months, as it's like one every month. So we have 18 covers more now. Wow. Everything is pretty fine. Me.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, just missing being presently, my presence in the US and be able to do this on live somewhere in US. But thanks to VirtualCon, I can still have contact with people.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, we were trying to get you out to our VIP event. I forgot that we were trying for our Philly VIP event. But maybe we can do it next year, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully next year we'll be fine. Finger crossed.
We'll get you and Lucio out. And we have to get him on another cover. I'm going to force Lucio to do a cover for us somehow.
I'm going to force him for you.
please force him. Yeah. So is that your normal rate, like a cover per month? Is that what you usually? How long?
Yeah. I mean, I wish to do more, but actually, as an artist, I have only two hands, which limits me to to do only maximum 5 covers a month between all editors. Otherwise, like, I should have an actual studio with like 10 other people to make every request exhaust like happening. Right. So but one is still nice because I can do a different series with Zenescope that I all love them. We're gonna talk about it a bit later, I think. So.
We will. But so before we get into that, let's take it back a little bit. Forgive me if Chris and you talked about this stuff before, but I am curious how long you've been doing art, like what age you got started, and how you got started into painting.
Okay, so my artistic how do you say artistic began artistic. I always had an artistic will. And so I did start. I always paint when I was kids and everything, but I started in the wrong field because I was actually studying in economics and politics. Because my parents weren't into art so much, so they pushed me to do some, people think strong studies, kids should do like.
Right. So they want you to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Or a lawyer.
Basically, lawyer or a researcher in the economics, anything that I didn't want to do at all. So between my like when I was studying this, I was actually painting during my course. And so at one point I say, okay, no, I want really to do art. I will show you that you can make a living with art. So trust me. And so I pick a school in Amsterdam. But it was needed 2 years of preparatory course that I did in the Fine Art of Paris Academy. after those 2 years of fine art, I did the competition for getting in that school in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
But that school wasn't fitting me at all because it was too much into the introspection, artist, abstract, modern, and everything. And I really wanted to do like painting as it is. So on my art history course, I not discover, but really get deeply into the Renaissance and the 18th century painting.
Right.
And the base place for doing that was Florence in Italy. So get back to the source and went to Florence to study in the academy. Start really painting as it should be, because there is not like a lot of school that teach you really how to paint. I first did workshop with some very nice fine artists that are my favorites for the living one. So Cesar Santos, Adam Miller, and I really liked the painting fine art field.
Okay.
However, my path crossed Lucio Sparillo's path at some point in his gallery in Florence. Lucio has he's an illustrator and very known in the comic industry, but he has a strong base of fine art, like classic painting training. And so I started a course with him, very intensive, that much intensive that we've been together now 6 years.
Right. He courted you.
Yeah. So
he wooed you.
Yeah, he has mentored me at the beginning, but I wasn't so attracted in the comic field because I was looking at him struggling with deadlines, traveling so much for Comic Cons. Then you have to rush your deadlines because you've been out of the studio. Now you're back, so finish all the deadlines. So wasn't so attracted, and I was still learning a lot because there is like an artist life is always learning and improving. But yeah, and at some point, so when we've been together, like actually together, I've been with him to New York Comic Con in 2017, I think. Yeah. And there I've met so many artists. I've discovered what comics about.
Right.
I've discovered like a whole world because I never been attracted. For me, comics was Batman, Wonder Woman, and that's it. Movies, and that's it.
Right.
So I've been very, impressed, and really I've seen the professional field into the art. So you can make art, but you have to do compromise to make art as a living. And I like that professional thing because I didn't knew, doing only portraits or still life if I would have make a living out of this. Wait 1 second.
No, your
Sorry.
dog situation. So Carla has a puppy.
Yeah.
I have a puppy. So we're both dealing with puppy issues.
Yeah. Puppy is just trying not to ruin my sofa.
Puppy is welcome on the stream, by the way, at any time. So puppies are welcome here.
Yeah.
So sorry, continue.
So yeah, and at one point, I've met some customers of Lucio's there, some retailers, and one of them I've took some of my work that I was doing, and he commissioned me 2 portraits of their kids because I really like portraiting.
That was a retailer, or was that a publisher?
That was a retailer.
Okay.
Coming by the booth, appreciate my work, and he commissioned me 2 portraits. Then another retailer a portrait. And so I was doing portrait for any retailer in the market.
So you started doing variants for retailers initially.
No, that's not variants.
Okay. So you were doing just the portrait. Okay, gotcha.
Portraits of their kids. Really commissions in the fine art field.
This was my fault. My bad.
Yeah. And from then, actually, so still improving. At one point, we were in vacation with Lucio, and one retailer asked me for an exclusive variant like this.
Okay.
And we are talking about my first comic cover, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. But at this time, I wasn't feeling ready at all. I felt like, oh my God, how I'm gonna do? I have to deal with a deadline. I have 2 weeks to paint something. I'm in vacation. I don't have material. And Lucio told me, do it. That's your opportunity to get started in the industry. So don't say no. I
Right.
say, okay. And so he gave me motivation and say, okay, now you're not ready, but do it the same, And I couldn't count on him because Lucio was very sick at this time.
Oh.
So I did my first painting exclusive cover in a hotel room with brushes that weren't mine, colors that I had to find in a Canary Island shop that I wouldn't have used those colors if I were at the studio.
Right.
And so calling a photographer to photograph my painting, to then going to internet point, make it photoshopped and editing. So that was like a very chaotic process for my first cover, but it has been published. And this is how I get into the comic industry. And so far, I thought that was like one shot. Okay, I do one cover. But actually, after that cover, I've been pretty lucky, or I don't know what is about, but I had one cover plus one cover,
and then you started working,
and so on.
So wait, what year was that cover? That first one?
2017.
That was 2017.
Oh no, 2018, I think. Yeah, okay. 2018.
So not that long ago. I mean, this was a pretty short while ago. Really?
Yeah.
4 years. That's crazy. More dog. Check on the doggy. Make sure the dog's not chewing the door or the couch.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it's about.
How old is the puppy?
He's 4 months.
Oh yeah, you gotta check. You gotta make sure.
Yeah.
Mine's 4 months too. So my second puppy.
Second one is 4 months too. So at least you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Not making your cat destroyed in less than a minute that you're not watching.
I'm lucky because the first dog was like that, was chewing everything. This dog is actually really, really chill. So
because he follows the example of the first one that now he's located.
Yeah, so that happens. She's good. Is it a boy or a girl?
She's a girl. I think girls are the worst.
No, my girl's good. She's an angel. So what do you think is the most challenging part of creating, like, as artists, as creators, as writers? I'm a writer. Like, everybody has the challenge of their craft where they're like, oh my God, like, I don't want, like, is there a part of that process that you really kind of have to just will yourself get through it?
A part of the process, I would say, when you're doing traditional painting, if there is some post editing, like the editor asks you for changes and you're on your actual painting, this is a mess.
Right.
This is a real mess. This is the worst part. It's like you write, an editor asks you like to really strap the page, and you have to redo it.
Yeah, page one rewrite would be the worst news ever.
Yeah. So this is the most challenging part. Fortunately, we have some tools now. So I use generally when there is post-production, I'm like on the limit of the deadline. So I scan my original art and make the change digital. But I try to avoid that, because after, if you have a collector that asks you for the original art of the cover and you have like something different, not all collectors understand this, that, okay, this, I had to do, like, for example, 3 different backgrounds. sometimes on my original there is no background. I'm just doing the figure and background is digital. So you have always like when there is the challenge is when your original doesn't match the actual cover, and it happens very frequently.
Right, you're not so some artists now will just create all digital, you know, and that's not you. You actually painting figure.
I do digital art and traditional, because I can't do all my cover traditional. Some of the Zenescope are digital, some are traditional. It all depends on the schedule.
Right.
So yeah, I would say myself, I hate to say that, but half and half, because if I wanted to be like 100% traditional, I had to do 2 covers a month.
Right.
So yeah.
So on the flip side, what's your favorite part of the process when you're creating a cover or a piece of art?
The favorite part, I would say, it's when I have my sketch approved. No. Right. When I have freedom and I have my sketch approved, I'm so happy to start it. So I really like to do like, okay, now I have all my setup ready and I can start creating. I always begin by the portrait, because as I told you about my background, I always like portrait more than anything else. So I always start by the face, and when I have a pretty face nicely done, the rest is like, oh, good.
So we can go back to some questions, because we can kind of show. Let me see here, because I want to like look at some of the artwork you've done, because I do have some.
The lingerie team, the one you show.
This one?
Yeah. This one, for example, is part of the new series that will start, that I have only one cover, but I don't think it's released yet. But yeah, so when I come up with a sketch like this, I like it because it's on one sketch you have 2 of my passion. You have portraiture and you have fashion. Because I was so happy with that Zenescope series about lingerie, because I always wanted to draw. I love fashion, like pretty much all the women in the world. Sure. I guess so. So yeah, two passion in one, and yeah. So I come up with. I'm trying always to. When you have a full series to do, you always try to do some different poses to make it diversify, because we're always talking about a woman, single figure cover. After you've done this, after you've done this, what you're gonna do?
So yeah, how do you come up with the pose ideas? Like where do you use references from? Like
yeah, so reference, it all depends, because for doing realistic stuff, you always need to be based on a real, which is very easy. But I come up with, I read a lot of fashion magazines. So you're very inspired by the pose, the dynamism, how a female body looks better. Because if I do the female body with my back like this, you always have the belly come down, even if you're very skinny. So you have to find some poses that shows that enhance the female body. So you're actually pretty limited, but I want to make them appear genuine, like real women, not like only how to say, exaggerate proportion. I'm trying to make them actual.
Exactly. Unrealistic.
Yeah. So I'm inspiring myself from picture, but not like actual pose. Otherwise, when I need, for example, that knee on the floor, I wanted some special light and shadow, so I put my knees on the floor. I take my picture of my knee, and then after it's like a montage, for to make me understandable for the editor. I send already with the lingerie. I found any lingerie on the web, so I tell my editor, here is how it come up. It will cover till here. So it's like I would say my prelim, this is like actually advanced already as a sketch, because I'm trying to do a montage of as much as it will come colored, because I avoid post editing.
Right, right. That makes sense. So, and this is very detailed. Like when you're sending in quote unquote layouts for, is
Yeah.
everything okay? Puppy chewing in?
Yeah.
The whole when you're done, the house is just torn up. Our next cover is already eaten. What? So when you're sending layouts in for your covers, you're sending these.
I'm sending this pretty much. Sometimes it's less advanced. Sometimes if it's I would say easy, I wouldn't detail that much. But to make sure my editor will like my idea, I'm trying to push, because some editor wouldn't have liked the snake like that much pulled up. So this is why sometimes they're more detailed than other. Here I put a lingerie anything, just to make sure that it's okay, because maybe he wanted a cutout or something a bit different. Although Zenescope are providing some very nice idea of what they want, material, references, and all. So it's pretty easy process, I would say. But some other editors aren't that easy. So
I taught Dave well. Look at, and then this is the finished painting, which is incredible. What should we know about this? I don't even know where to start. This is one of my favorite pieces, actually.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite. My favorite so far.
It's so well. It's just so like it is very realistic. You know, it's very has the shading. Everything is just so well done. Every you know, even her stomach, like the lines, like it's very detailed.
Well, the main point is always to have a nice contrast, so lights and shadow. If you're making a flat, like if you're making a picture of me right now, I will look flat because I have the same lights everywhere. Whereas when you're contrasting, when you see, very highlights here and shadows here, that's what makes a figure realistic. Like not rendered with light and shadows instead of lines.
Let's show another. See what else we have. All right, we're already running low on time. We haven't even gotten through any of this. Okay, let's see. So we have something. Okay, talk about this.
So for example, that one was I think one of the first of the Warrior Team series. So I wasn't sure about my choice in terms of costume, so that's why the reference was the reference sent by the editor. So I'm trying to get it will come.
So Dave sent you Raquel. Is that Raquel Welch? Got it. So you get Raquel on there. I hope that's Raquel Welch. She's a little before my time, but and then you go from there.
Yeah, so this is how for the boots I didn't know if it was the right choice. For doing the little teeth, animal teeth, those details that maybe it's hard to render with line or how will come. So I'm trying to shedding some part and less for other. So yeah, this is what I put some notes sometimes. So it depends. When I'm not happy with my sketch, you see more notes because I'm not confident with my lines. So I say, okay, no worries, it will come like this. So I'm writing a bit more.
Interesting. Okay, and then I think we have. Wait, is that the final?
Yep.
There's a Z rated. Oh, these are the actual covers. Oh, look at us! I jumped ahead. I don't know where the. Well, that's it. That's the actual cover, but I don't have the finished image up here. But that's okay. That's the same thing. Let's talk. I want to show this one. Another one.
Yeah, this one is a part of my favorite one for the Warrior Team. This is one of my favorite one because
Yeah.
The pose is a bit more dynamic. You see it from the bottom, so it makes something pretty interesting. She's looking straight at the viewer. You have a nice holding of the sword. I was pretty confident with that sketch too, so that's why you don't have that much note.
Got it. So you're like, this is it. You know when it's right.
Yeah.
And then let's get to the colors, which again is behind me, but here's the full deal, which is pretty awesome. And I like the lightnings, the light off the sword. I like this like background, how you have this like contrast of.
So for those backgrounds, basically, my editor asked me. He sent me a lot of Frazetta and Vallejo illustration.
Yeah.
And I really wanted, because I'm definitely not at the level of Boris Vallejo from Frazetta, but I'm trying. I wanted to try to add some kind of something that I can remember of their atmosphere, and this rocky, smoky kind of strokes. So you don't know if it's smoke, if it's rocks, if it's but you have texture. I really love texturized background. When it's about traditional art, you can do it with gesso, then making like huge amount of paint. So I wanted to give that impression, and I love Boris Vallejo is one of my favorite artists. So so I've been very inspired for the background.
I love that background. That's very well. That's so nice. Here's another one that I love. This one's. Oh wait, we already looked at that one. Oops.
No, you've been back.
Where is it? I lost it. Is this it?
You lost my books.
It's so hard to see on this thing because I'm like, they're so small. This is it. This is it. Here we go.
Yeah.
There it is. So this is
that one, for example, there was another preliminary sketch, but it hasn't been approved. They wanted the sword to be held a bit behind. So I read on the sketch, and this is how I came up with. I'm trying to diversify. Like I told you, like you've seen, you've shown like 3-4 covers, and I'm trying, even if it's only a single female body at the end of the day, I'm trying to make them by the expression, by the look, by the pose, looking different. Also to announce the either the personality of the character or
because they have to. The trick is making them obviously look uniform. It's all part of the same set, right? It's all the same theme, but they can't look exactly alike. So that's the challenge.
When you talk about the challenge, a challenge is also when you have a full series to make it harmonized, the whole series. So I always imagine a collector that will collect the 5 covers. When he will put it on the shelf, 5 next to each other, it's nice to make it obvious that it's part of the same series, but at the same time you can do like 5 times the same cover. So this is a challenge that I really liked with the Art Nouveau frame. I did the first when we did the first interview. I had only that series on the way. But now with the Warrior team and Lingerie team, I'm trying to do the same challenge.
And then next year, when we put you on a whole new series, how do you feel about that?
Good. Good. As long as the series is not 20, because I'm working with another editor, but on a series of 15 books, part of the same series. When you have to do 15 times the same character,
tell them forget it. Don't worry about them. Worry about us. Okay, here's another one I want to show, this is one I'm like in love with. So is there anything we should know about this one? You have some notes. I mean, honestly, like this could be my new favorite. I always have a favorite. I'm always like, this is my new favorite. I just love the profile here is gorgeous. But sorry, you go ahead.
This one, for example, I wanted my editor to understand that it will be on the rock, that will remember Frazzetta and Vallejo ambient. So I put the actual rock. About the pose, like should I cover more, cover less? Tell me.
No,
So
we're probably usually always going to say cover less is what we would normally.
yeah.
I love the first shoes, and every warrior should have heels. That's definitely. Let's see here. This is so cool. Here we go. Is this the final? There we go.
That's the final with the notes, though.
That's what the note. Oh, okay. Yeah, because her head's tilted different.
Yeah, there is a.
Oh,
You see the red marks. That's my editor. Well, but it's nice. It's nice because we can talk about yeah.
It is nice.
That makes the things I can explain. So this is what I sent to my editor, and then he scribble on the art to tell. Can you smooth a bit those lines, because I know it's realistic, but maybe smoother will look nicer, which I totally understand. So because most of the time notes are like sometimes when it's your work you don't see something, and when someone notes for you, then you can ameliorate your work. So that's the case here. I can't show you final because you may not have the picture, but yeah, I just smoothed the line here.
Final now.
So yeah, this is just like smoothing those lines, and this is what the cover is about.
Yeah, I could see that point, because that's very realistic, but at the same time, it's like, hey, like this still is a comic book cover. So at the end of the day, like, you know, there's a difference, right? Interesting. Who is that? Dave? I'll have to talk to Dave about telling you to edit your stuff there. I'm just messing around. Let me see if I have any other. I think that's it for now, right? Is that everything?
Yeah, I think because I didn't.
Do this one.
I don't know if that one you should show. Well, you can, but okay. I just sent final today for approval. So
they get up there. Boop, boop. So we don't even have that. Oh wait, you did. You sent the final. You did send the final. I saw it.
I'm waiting for approval today.
We won't show it. That was my fault. Doesn't matter. It's just we jumped ahead of ourselves. Carla, this has been awesome. I love having you.
Thank you so much.
You're going to have to come back soon, and then I'm going to hopefully get you out to our VIP event.
I wish so too. That would have been lovely this year, but we came close, but it didn't work. Yeah. Okay. Finger crossed that for next year we'll be here, so we'll have tons of cover at the events. With that will be like more than a year and a half for me working for Zenescope, so we will have a lot of material. A lot of our VIPs will bring their books to get signed. I think we'll be excited about that. I wanted to tell everybody too how impressed I am. Carla speaks 4 languages, by the way. 4. And she told me before this interview her English was rough, like a little rough, because she hasn't been traveling in the States, but it was perfect. So I'm very impressed. Thank you so much. But needless to say, we will let you go back to your night. I know you have a busy night. It's Friday night in Italy right now, and I'm keeping you but Friday night isn't partying with like a little dog of 4 months. It's an actual kid. Right. Like having a baby. Yeah. But good luck with all that. I'm in the same boat. Thank you so much. Thank you again, and we will talk. Soon. Yeah, anytime. Thank you to all the people that collect my Zenescope's cover. Yes. I wanted to tell, and yeah, if anyone wants to have some more questions, because maybe people want some other question, you can always write me on my social. I'm kind of
Sorry,
I'm
I
kind
should
of part of the social generation, so I'm always
find Carla on at what is it, at Carla Cohen? Is that the
Carla Cohen art on Instagram, and I'm
okay?
always answering all questions. I think it's pretty interesting to have some not conversation, but when you have a contact, because I'm an artist and work pretty much with myself and I all day long. So it's nice when you have a contact with the collectors, and answering their question is part also of my work. So yeah, I will be happy to. Yep.
Yeah, and Carla, do you ever live stream while you paint, or no? You haven't done that before?
I was doing that at the beginning, especially in the quarantine. I did a lot of live session painting, but recently I feel very I'm losing my concentration more than I was before, because between the two dogs, my studio, live painting, actually I'm more responding, answering question live than doing actual work. So but yeah, I will try to do some more, because I have a lot of people ask. But yeah, thank you for having me doing this cover for Zenescope, for putting out some nice theme, because
I
warrior
love
and
it.
lingerie. I've been.
Anytime, I'm gonna steal you to do more stuff. Don't even worry about all that.
Thank you so much.
We're stealing. No, we think you're awesome. Our fans love it. Love your stuff. I mean, I'm a huge fan. As is the rest of our team. And we do appreciate you coming on, and we'd love to have you on more often. So anytime you're available, we're going to bring you back. And please tell Lucio we want to cover.
I will comment.
Demand
And
it.
now we're married, so I'm gonna be like, hey, husband,
Oh,
you have to do.
He has to do whatever you say now. He's your husband.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
Now this is how it is. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not even an argument. Perfect.
I will bring him in the Zenescope family, so we have a double reason to come to Philadelphia.
Yes, we're gonna come. You're gonna come to Philly, and then he also has a cover he did for us before, so we just need more.
Yeah, more.
Perfect. Okay.
More and more frequently. That's the problem with Lucio.
More
that much busy. That's the thing.
He's too good. You guys are too good. You get booked up too quick. That's the problem. This is the problem. But needless to say, go follow Carla at Carla Cohen Art on Instagram. You will not be disappointed. And Carla, we will talk to you very soon.
Very soon. Thank you so much for having me, and have a lovely weekend, everybody. And thank you for appreciating my art.
Thank you.